If we are to avoid some of the most severe impacts of climate change, we need to drastically reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. Indeed, the recent scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC for short, states that CO2 must reach at least net zero and strong cut in other greenhouse gas emissions in order to stop global warming. As a signatory to the IPCC reports, the UK government has set a target of achieving net zero emissions by the year 2050. But what is net zero? Well, net zero is when the greenhouse gases we emit into the atmosphere are balanced out by their removal out of the atmosphere. It's not the same as zero emissions, where we emit no greenhouse gases at all, but of course we could achieve net zero by emitting none at all. Here is researcher Bob Woolliams from the University of East Anglia to tell us why net zero is important.
Now, net zero is a legal commitment that the UK government has and the UK people have to reduce our emissions to a balance of zero by 2050. Now look at this graph. We generate carbon in everything that we do. When we travel, flying, heating and cooling our homes, in what we eat and what we buy, we constantly produce carbon. Now look at this next graph. This is where we may be going. The red line leads to a hot and angry world with property damage and sadly many deaths. The blue line leads to a cooler world, but it means changing the way we live. Changing the things that we do will be hard, but there will be new jobs and real challenges, and we can save lives.
You can join Bob for an interactive workshop and explore why we need net zero and how it will drastically transform the way we live in the near future. Sign up at projectchange.uea.ac.uk.